Good evening and welcome to the WTC Center in beautiful downtown Westport on this snowy Friday, first full day of spring, where the Kanata Kings visit the hometown Westport Rideaus. Although March Madness is dominating the airwaves right now, you know your bracket's busted. You might as well tell your friends to tune in here for this Game 6 of the National Capital Junior Hockey League second round action. The winner of this series will go on to play the Van Cleek Hill Cougars. They dispatched the South Grenville Rangers in 4 games. This series has been a dogfight. Rideaus winning Game 1 and Game 2 on the back of 2 shutouts by Spicer. Game 3 went to the Kings 2-1 in overtime, and Big momentum seemed to change sides at that point. The Kings won the next game. But then back here last week, the Rideaus came out on top 4-3, and now with a win at home tonight, they can punch their ticket to the final. The lineups for tonight for the Kanata Kings: Ethan Dinsdale, Ronan O'Leary, Xavier Beauchamp, Jonah Sheehan, Quinn Kennedy, Simon Picard, Chase Peck, Owen Brown, Joshua Rickard, Owen Lang, Serhiy Levchenko, Emerson Evans, Connor Jeanvaux, Andrew Colley, Marco Peloso, Landon Lowe's, Jaden Hurdle, Yamato Montcalm, Adam Kahn, Ben Caron, Nolan Shale, Braden Brown, Jordan Cruz, Mark Shaughnessy, Anthony Fiorenza, Cedric Paget, head coach Derek McKellar, assistant coaches Scott Goodfellow and Sean O'Leary, trainer Carl Caron, general manager Haley Ross. For your Westport Rideaus, number 31, Ben Spicer, number 33, Tyke Mossman, number 2, Ethan Mueller, number 3, Nolan Campbell, number 4, Noah McGlade, number 5, Adam Vio, number 6, Logan Chasong, number 7, Nathan Green, number 8, Patty Finn, number 11, Jack Leonard, number 12, Lane Morency, number 13, Gavin Merkley, number 14, Lucas Hanna, number 15, Ty Empey, number 16, Robert Onion, number 18, Ben Pelado, number 19, Connor Jackson, number 21, Thomas McLean, number 22, back from the injured reserve, Regan Donnelly, number 24, Cohen Campbell, number 25, Chad Carroll, number 26, Noah Sear, number 27, Ethan Fowler, number 71, Tyson Burt, number 81, Jack Story, number 91, Braden Below. Head coach Steve Merkley, assistant coaches Jeff Seed and Tim Seed, trainer Willie Wilson and Mike Dyer, and junior equipment manager Camden Hudson. Brunet, Menard, Dowell, and Sagan, the officiating crew tonight. Not sure we've seen Dowell this year, but we've seen the others. We've got Troy McLean and Scott Holliday in the booth, and as always, Phil and Tim up here in the gondola.
Would you please rise to the playing of our national anthem?
Also, tonight's game sponsored by the Village of Westport Mayor and Councilors. Mayor Robin Jones, Councilors Amy Cardy, Barry Card, Joe Arangona, and Marty Crappert. Aragona, sorry about that. So, the hometown wins. They go on. A win by the visitors tonight, and we're on the road tomorrow to Kanata. And the Rideaus with the puck early. They throw it in. Around the boards it goes. McLean cycles it deep. Story gets it out to Sear. And Jackson, off the post. And that should be an icing. And it will be. So a close call early here in the first. Jackson ringing one off the far post. And the Kings not able to clear. Peloso now behind the net. Off the boards, and it comes out. McLean knocks it to the side. Hurdle and McLean battling in the corner. Now Carroll. Carroll looking up ice. He gets turned back. McLean throws it up. That was too many men, but the official's not going to call that unless it's even more blatant than that was. And that was pretty blatant. And Pelado gets it across the line. Peck to the D. That was tipped by Levchenko, and that'll be icing. Quite a crowd in here tonight. And they're still filing in. It could be standing room only shortly. That draw back to Fowler, whose shot went wide. The Kings try to clear. It's in the corner. And picked up there by Fowler. Fowler to Onion out front for Pelado, but knocked away. Fowler again to Onion. Onion turns back to the line. Long shot, hit a body in front, and a late hit. Campbell gets it around the boards. Fowler can't clear. Behind the net, Campbell for Onion. Onion looking up ice. Off the boards for Pelado. Pelado looked left, and the puck came right. Now trying to get it deep. Hand pass, says Seguin. Shale, Evans, and Lang with Peloso out for the Kings. Peloso goes D to D. And a long bouncy puck in. Merkley now. Donnelly gets it ahead for Birch. And Peloso puts it back in. Mueller hard on it to Empey. And that doesn't clear. Shale's shot. Not sure if that went off a body or not, but it went into the mesh. So we'll have a face-off. Regan Donnelly out on that shift, back from injury. And Morency scrambles that draw, and the Rideaus send it down the ice, and that will be an icing. 17:27 remaining here in the first. Rideaus 0, Kanata no score. Kennedy on the draw against Morency. And the Rideaus gain control. Leonard can't clear the zone. And they swarm the puck. Leonard again with it. And kept in by Kanata. Now it goes to the far side. Rideaus couldn't clear that puck yet again. And one more time it comes partway out. Now Leonard flips it up through center. Shaughnessy tips it to his partner Peck. And that should be an icing. No, says the linesman. Shaughnessy throws it back in. It's off the pants of Carroll. He gets it to Leonard. Shaughnessy comes in. Leonard with the puck. And now they get it center. Now Shaughnessy with a long no goal. It was offside. And lucky it was, because that went off the pants of Carroll. The delayed offside negates the goal. So one close call at each end. And Patty Finn gets the center. No icing, says Sagan. Dinsdale stops up the puck for Peloso. Hurdle now gets it through center, and that's thrown right back in by Story. Jackson on the forecheck. Now Story battles Cruz in the corner. Story's centering pass off a stick. And Campbell will throw it back in, but that hits Cruz. Campbell ahead for Sear. Sear throws it in, cross ice. Story on the forecheck. Out come the Kings. Knocked aside by Patty Finn. And a long pass off a stick, I thought, but Sagan says no. When he didn't ask my opinion. Over 250 in attendance here tonight. And we see another 70 at home. Now Campbell. Ahead for Story. Story. That went off the stick of Brown, and Dinsdale will cover that up. New skaters out for both teams. Draw pushed ahead, comes to the line, quick shot. Off a body and wide. Kept in by Merkley. Merkley again keeps it in, but now it squeaks out. Fowler puts it deep. Pelledo on the forecheck. Pelledo knocks the puck loose. He turns. Pelledo behind the net for Onion. Onion back to Pelledo. And in comes Mueller, and his shot narrowly missed. That out front, Jean Vaux sends a long one in. That was wide, but Spicer got a blocker on it anyway. Brown now has the puck knocked off his stick by Onion. Now Merkley gets it ahead, but not deep. Back comes Jean Vaux. He can't get around Mueller. And around the near side it comes. No ice. Peck leaves it for his partner. Evans throws it across. Now Carroll looking for Onion. And back it comes. McLean off the boards for Empey. Empey's pass off a body. And that's cleared by Carroll. Spicer out to stop it up for McLean. McLean goes off the boards. Peloso back. Empey on the forecheck. Empey on Peloso. And the puck comes loose. Rideaus have it behind the net. That's Donnelly. Working hard. Spicer off the boards. Verch. 2, 3 on 2. Over it comes, and he's hooked up and down into the boards. And Empey is still down in the corner. He's slow to get up. Still no whistle. He's holding his shoulder. And now McLean and Donnelly working on Evans. Out front it comes, and Spicer covers that up. Dinsdale getting the stick down for the Rideaus. Caron picking it up. Draw scrambled, and that's knocked out by Below. And now Morency gets around one, but not two. Campbell coming across. And Leonard now. Leonard throws it in cross ice for Below. Brown and Below tangle below the red line. And now that shot steered aside by Dinsdale. Another shot going wide, but the goalie makes sure. Finn puts it back in. The Rideaus had to clear. Campbell gets it ahead. Morency. And Leonard can't keep it. And out come Fiorenza and Brown. Fiorenza puts it off the side of the net. Nobody knew where that one was going, not even Fiorenza. And working hard on the boards, and Morency's going to go for a slash. Morency going for a slash. So 12:05 of the first in a scoreless game. The Kings get the first power play. That comes to the line. Peck to the far side, back to Peck. To the half boards. Over to Cruz. Cruz couldn't handle the pass. Shot towards the net, missed everything, and it's down the ice. And here come the Kings. Kings get it across center. That's Colley. Tries to get around one. Back to Evans. Evans to Colley. Colley on the half boards. Colley to the far side. Shot gloved by Spicer. 1:17 remaining in the penalty. 11:22 remaining in the period. Still no score. Donnelly on the draw against Picard. Picard wins the draw, back to the line. That looks like Peck again. Peck in the corner, back to the line. Over to Cruz. Cruz will shoot it. That went off Mueller and into the mesh. Another face-off in the Rideaus zone. To the right of Spicer this time. Story on the draw. Back to Peck it comes. Peck across. And back to Peck. Over to Cruz. Cruz looking. Gets it low. And the sliding defenseman Campbell. And now Cruz's shot off a post. But the Rideaus can't clear. So that's one post each if we're keeping track at home. Donnelly on the puck. Back it comes. It's tipped by Story. Cruz coming back in as the Rideaus looking to make changes. It squirts ahead. Jackson on Colley. Jackson forcing the issue. And Below gets it down the ice. The Kings again narrowly missing the too many men call. And the penalty is over. We're back to 5-on-5. And that puck went through everybody. No icing. And it gets back to Peloso at center. He throws it back in. McLean now. McLean going cross ice. And Carroll couldn't get it deep. Now Peloso in, throws it through the crease, and that shot will be straight out. So that should come outside the zone. Draw to the left of Spicer. And the Rideaus again fail to clear the puck cleanly. And they pay. Shale from the top of the face-off circle. At 9:33, the Kings strike first. They lead the Rideaus 1-0. Onion wins the draw to Patty Finn. Back to Onion off his skate. Peck throws it up through center. Campbell ahead for Onion. Onion tips it deep. Pelado on the forecheck. Around it comes. Finn keeps it in the corner. Around the horn it comes. Shaughnessy back to Peck. Peck up through the middle. Turned back by Finn. Pelado hooked up from behind. Oh. And Pelado still with the puck. Tried to get it to Campbell. Renzi to Campbell. And now Picard behind the net. Finn rubs him in. Another soft pass. Doesn't get the job done. And Shaughnessy at center over to Peck. Peck throws a long one in. Steered aside by Spicer. Now on the far side, Patty Finn coming out. Finn gets to center and he throws it in. Not sure hooking's in the rule book tonight. Now Carroll. Ahead for Jackson, a little too far. Back it comes. Picard. Now Shaughnessy gets it deep. Jeanvaux watched by McLean. McLean gets it around. Peloso at center. He throws it into the Rideaus bench. Shale, Evans, and Lang on the goal. And now the Kings in their own zone, over to Peloso. Peloso throws it ahead. Brown chips it deep. Merkley rubbed out by the forechecker. And a kick save by Mueller. That's flicked up. No icing, says the linesman. Brown followed by Below. And that gets back to center. Braden Below tries to get it in deep. And Leonard stick checking Kennedy, but Kennedy gets it in behind Spicer. Spicer covers up at the side of the net. 7:05 here in the first. And the Kanata Kings lead the Westport Rideaus 1-0. We would like to thank Mayor Robin Jones, Councillors Amy Carty, Barry Card, Joe Arangona, and Marty Crapper for sponsoring tonight's game. Peck now, his shot, stopped by Jackson. Story went off the boards. And now Caron in his own end. Sear on the forecheck. Caron turns. Now Story takes a shot at. Carroll gets the puck deep. And behind the net it goes. Comes out Sear on the backhand. His shot knocked aside by Peck. Kept in by Carroll, who gets it into the corner. The Kings break out. Cruz goes rink wide. 3-on-3. Cruz at the top of the circle. His shot stopped by Spicer. Carroll off the boards. Right to Peck, and Peck went to Caron. Jackson now forcing the issue. That should be an icing. So a face-off in the Kings' end here at 6:05. The Rideaus trail the Kings 1-0. The Kings take over. That's Hurdle. He can't get it by Story. Story's low shot beats everybody wide. Campbell goes D to D to Patty Finn. Finn pulls it back and throws it in. Caron behind his net. Caron behind Dinsdale loses it for a second and gets it back. He throws it ahead. Finn over to Campbell. Campbell through center off the stick of Story. Kept in by Sear. Sear bumps his man. And it comes out front. The shot by Finn off a leg and into the mesh. .5:25 to go here in the first. A full house at the WGC. Draw one by Lang. Empey gets there. And now the Kings clearing pass off a skate. Empey out in front to Donnelly. He puts it to the side of the net. Donnelly trying the wraparound. And out comes Shale, the goal scorer. Shale can't get by Campbell. Puck behind the net. Donnelly. It's in his feet. Out it comes to Evans. Evans shot. And an extra shot there by Shale. No hand in the air. It's pretty obvious to most in the building that that puck was covered. Evans going to the box for a rough. Campbell going to the box for a rough, but no slashing the goalie. Seed and Merkley both asking both seeing what we saw, that Spicer took a whack to the glove. And that was tipped in front. Came out the far side. Spicer calmly kicking that aside as well. Pelado on Peck. First 4-on-4 of the night. Now Cruz. Onion gives chase. Onion on, I think that's Caron. And Carroll puts it over for Onion. Onion's shot misses wide. It was a rolling puck. And now behind the net. Onion comes out with his pass off a stick. McLean now He gets it low. Onion spins. Back to McLean. Over to Carroll. That pass was behind him. Carroll gets it deep. And now McLean gets another opportunity. He throws it towards the net. Looking for the tip. Oh, another one. Looking for the back door. McLean low. Onion to Pelado. Pelado back to Onion. And now it comes around and the Kings will clear. Cruz gets it to center and throws it in. McLean back to Carroll. He's bumped off the puck. He didn't realize Colley was there. Spicer with the save. Carroll can't clear. Peloso's shot. Another save by Spicer. Peloso throws it around. Below knocks his man off the puck, but it goes behind the net. They come out to the slot area, and a swing and a miss. Below. Below going for a trip. The Kings player stepped on his stick, but that is in the rule book. So the second power play of the night going to the Kings. Would be 5-on-4 as the offsetting penalties had just expired. So Picard with a head of steam, that would have been an icing, but the Rideaus turn him back at the line. Now Sear across the line, Sear ahead for Jackson, and it was tapped away. And the Kings throw it in. Behind the net it goes. Finn on the puck. Now behind the net it's Jackson. Jackson working his man. Campbell comes in to help. Evans. It comes out to Peck. Peck comes across to this side. Cruz rolls it into the corner for Picard. Picard walked by Jackson. Back to Cruz. Cruz to the far side. Peck drop pass. Over to Cruz. Back to Peck. Peck shot. And tipped in. So at a minute 44 of the first, the Rideaus find themselves in a 2-goal deficit. Minute 44 to go here in the first. Kings strike again, and they lead 2-0. Dowell ready to drop the puck. And back it comes to Carroll. To McLean. McLean up for Below. Pucks. And Brown gonna go. Brown just dumped Morency behind the play. Interference the call. So the Rideaus get their first power play of the night. See if they can cut into this 2-0 lead. Draw won by the Rideaus. Story takes a backhand shot, a little too high. Now comes back to McLean at the top. McLean to Jackson. Oh! He had the open cage, but the puck rolled on him. So now Morency ahead for Story. Story looking for Jackson. And Morency and Jackson fighting over it. And just over the net. They had Dinsdale down and out. On the far side, Morency now. Morency going back door to McLean. McLean, he holds, he shoots. And again, Dinsdale down, but Rideaus can't get the shot off. Jackson, his shot off a shin pad. And the Kings come back 2-on-1. And Picard denied. And another late shot. Again, the Kings coming in after the whistle. We'll see how the officials sort this one out. Looks like Peloso and Sear are both going. Tempers flaring a little here. That was another instance where the Kings coming in a little late after the whistle on Spicer. We'll see how the officials sort this out. We have some fun with the officials, but they do have a tough job to do. Every time they blow the whistle, half the people in the building aren't happy with them. The Rideaus power play still had 59 seconds to go. An update on the attendance. Over 275 in attendance here tonight, and 107 at home. And we know that most of the viewers at home have more than one set of eyeballs on the screen, so probably in excess of 500 fans taking in tonight's game. On this, the 20th of March. Loso and Jackson getting some explanations here. We'd like to thank the Village of Westport's mayor and councilors for their generous support of Westport hockey and for sponsoring tonight's game. So that's not the town, that's the councilors and the mayor putting their money behind the team. So 2 minutes on the clock for the Kings. Brunet explaining to the Westport bench. I can't imagine only one player going to the bench, but to the box, but we'll see here in a moment. So Morency going to the change room. Troy McLean will let us know short, and Sear going to the dressing room. There's a door open down there. So 2 Kings players and 2 Rideaus players headed to the dressing room. The Rideaus will have 59 seconds of 5-on-3, but the Kings clear. McLean to Jackson. Jackson drops for Story. Story drops the puck, but he gets it back. He gets it to Jackson and behind the net. Jackson looking out front. Story turns and fires into the shin pads. And McLean not able to keep it in. Kennedy with the double pad stack there to keep the game at 2-0. So to start the second, the Rideaus will have a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds or less. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Well, it's time to reach into the bag of cliches. Back against the wall. Somebody's got to step up. We need a spark. Pick one. Put it in the comments. We won't be able to see it here, but the viewers at home will enjoy them. So as we start the second period, the Rideaus will enjoy a 5-on-3 power play. For 30 seconds, and then a 5-on-4 for the remaining minute. We've yet to hear the announcement from Troy McLean regarding the last set of penalties. There's one king in the box. There's now three in the box for Kanata. I believe there were 2 10-minute majors handed out to each team. So Morency and Sear come to the box to serve their 10-minute majors. There's 4 in the box for Kanata. Menard ready to drop the puck. And the puck squirts ahead. And the Kings slide it back. 20 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. Jackson with Story. Drops. Carroll. I'd like to get a shot off in the 5-on-3 here. Onion into Carroll. Back to Onion. Over to McLean. He misses it. McLean into Jackson. Out to Carroll. Carroll double clutches. And just wide. Carroll looking back. And Carroll! Carroll looks back door and fires at the net. Fooled everybody. And now it's a 1-goal game. Nothing bad happens when you hit the net. So the Rideaus not getting the line change they wanted. Onion on the draw, it gets scrambled, and the Kings get possession. Puck caught Jackson up high. Onion to Jackson. Jackson looking for Story. Throws it ahead. And now Jackson in the corner with Story. They cycle it low. Jackson to Story again. They tried to get it to Onion, and now Cruz. Cruz to Hurdle. Hurdle throws it in. Now Carroll on the far side. Story. And below, collides with Cruz. That hit a skate in front. And the Rideaus will get it deep. Onion now looking out. And Story. But the Onion. They're banging away down there. And now the Rideaus back to the line to Patty Finn. Back to the half boards for Story. Story cycles it low for Leonard. Leonard puts it around for McLean. McLean drops it. Nobody there as he was the left defenseman. And Hurdle throws it in deep. Donnelly back with the puck. He's looking up ice. Donnelly hits Leonard. Leonard leaves it for Below. And Jeanvaux muscles Below in, and Leonard on the puck. And it's off a stick and behind the net. To the far side, Campbell across for Finn. Finn gets it into Leonard. Leonard back to Finn. Finn's shot, kicked aside. Donnelly now in for Leonard. Around behind the net it goes. Below on the far side. And that went off a stick. That'll be a high stick if no, it won't be. Leonard behind the net. Now the Kings with the puck. That came off the skate of Patty Finn, and he's hooked up by Jeanvaux. Levchenko toe drag, shoots, and it's over the glass. So Onion gets the assist. Onion on the draw now, wins it back. Merkley and Onion battling in the corner. They get a shot off, steered aside by none other than Ben Spicer. Out to the high slot. That shot off the ankle of Merkley. And that pops out. Pelado pushes it ahead for Onion. Onion to Pelado. Pelado shot. Onion rebound. Onion still with the puck. Onion back for Mueller. Mueller wasn't expecting that. And he tried to put it back in, and it went off Onion. That'll be offside. Dinsdale with a couple of stops there to keep the game at 2-1. Rideaus pressing here in the second. And the Kings win the draw. Evans throws it in. Merkley comes around to the near side. Merkley on Evans, back to Caron. Caron throws it into the corner. It goes all the way around. Back behind the net it goes. Onion now. Looking up ice. He's got Fowler, but that was intercepted by Evans and Paget. Mueller now. Behind the net for Merkley. Merkley to Pelado. Pelado thought he'd let it go for Onion, and Brown intercepted. Brown now. Off the stick of Pelado. Fowler's shot. Off a leg. I think if Fowler would get one, he'd get a mittful. He's been and not able to clear again. And the Kings restore the 2-goal lead. .16:01, the Kings take a 3-1 lead. The Rideaus have been carrying the play to the Kings. One mistake wound up in the back of the net. Now Jackson and Virch. Back comes Fiorenza. And that's covered up by Spicer.
Kanata goes for number 5, Keith Kennedy. Assist to number 63, Braden Brown. And to number 93, 2. Crowd number 16 minutes and 1 second.
Puck dropped, and Brown turns and fires. Spicer not challenged by that shot. Kennedy and Jackson in the faceoff dot. Jackson wins that back. McLean, the far side to Story. He gets it to center. And now McLean ahead for Story. Story around one man, Story around another man, and takes a hit in the net. Lang takes down Story. Lang definitely the aggressor there. Story hooked and hauled and pushed into the net, and Lang came and jumped on him. Not sure why Story is being sent, but surely the Kings are getting the extra penalty here. We'll let Brunet and Menard straighten this up. And while we're waiting, from shopping and restaurants to sports, arts, and culture, there's always more to explore in Westport. Thanks to Mayor Jones, Councillors Aragona, Card, Cardy, and Crapper for their support. Some jawing back and forth. So we're 15:22 into the second here. Story was going in, tried to split the D, was hauled down, slid into the net, driven into the net by one of the Kings players. I don't think that part of the play is in question. Then Lang came in from the far side and jumped on Story. So Story was originally sent off, but he's being called back. So perhaps the linesman was a little hasty. Brunet giving the explanation to Merkley. Nothing up on the clock yet. Two minutes up for Westport. I can't imagine a scenario where Westport gets the extra penalty here. There's only 2 minutes up on the clock, and it's against the Rideaus. So somehow the Rideaus getting an extra penalty out of this. So the Kings will get a power play. Can't imagine what the scenario is, but I'm sure Troy McLean will let us know momentarily. And the puck comes to Peck. And the Kings leading by 2. Evans across. Shot wide and all the way down the ice. Peck, Donnelly on him behind the net. Donnelly knocks the puck loose. Jackson takes over. Splits the wickets on McCain, but Evans way offside. The card on the draw against Below. And the Kings center being tossed. Picard. Evans comes in. And the draw back to Peck. Across to the far side to Cruz. All the way around to Evans. And the Rideaus can't clear. McLean gets it around the boards and just outside the blue and across center. Peck backs up. And that was intercepted by Braden Below. Below with Virch. Below to Virch. Virch now on his man. Below coming across. Evans gets across the blue line. That went off the stick of McLean and into the corner. Sorry, off Virch. Puck comes out to Evans. Back door. That shot off a stick and into the mesh. Fresh legs for both teams here with 35 seconds remaining in the penalty, 13:57 remaining in the period. The visitors lead the Rideaus 3-1. Jackson wins that draw across, and Fiorenza backs up to his own end. On the far side, they come to Levchenko. He snipes off the stick of Spicer. Back across. Offside, says the linesman. Sagan, who is right on the line. So that offside coming all the way down. And Jackson directing his defenseman. They weren't on the same page, and he won the draw back to an empty space. Donnelly watching Shaughnessy. And the minor penalty is over. We still haven't been informed what the extra penalty was for. That comes across, and Fowler, his shot. And another shot and a goal by Jackson. Jackson from Donnelly. Jackson from Donnelly. An even strength goal. And the score is 3-2. Finn gets it ahead for Pelado. It's off his skate. That goes off a couple of bodies and back behind Dinsdale. Will that spark the Rideaus now? And back it comes Finn, last man back. Finn turns with the puck. He's across the blue line. He's looking, drops it for Pelado. His shot off a couple of bodies. Kept in at the line. Onion throws it to the corner and a penalty to Shale. Finn, Onion hit dirty and late. That should be 4 minutes for kneeing. That's got to be a minimum 4 minutes. Might be 5. Only 2, oh no, 4. Onion wins the draw back. McLean throws it at the net. And a clearing attempt off the stick of McLean. McLean tried to get it to Jackson. 4 Rideaus in on the puck. And Carroll now across the red line. Carroll chips it in deep. And the Kings try to clear. Kept in by the Rideaus. Backdoor pass just wide. Pelado got a hold of that. Brunet watching the behind the play. Caron, 4 minutes for the knee. Carroll's pass off the net. And Spicer will cover that up. And another late slash. Another late whack at the glove of Spicer. So 2:49 remaining in the double minor. So 49 seconds. Campbell looking up ice. Campbell throws it in and he'll chase. Puts it back for below. It was a little too high. Finn ahead for Donnelly. And now Finn coming in. His shot, kick save by Dinsdale. Nobody covering for the defenseman. Campbell back. 10 seconds left in the first minor penalty. Campbell coughs up the puck. And the fresh legs coming off the bench. Behind the net it goes. Below, ahead for Donnelly. Donnelly gains the zone. Donnelly drops back for Leonard. Leonard didn't pick that up cleanly. Below, across for McLean. McLean to Leonard. Leonard to Jeanvaux. Now Jeanvaux comes in. And now Leonard picks it up in his own end. Onion calling for it, and he gets it. Onion stops up, waiting for help. He throws it across. Backdoor, Jackson's shot. Off a stick and over the mesh. 1:19 remaining in the 4-minute penalty. Score 3-2 Kings. 9:47 remaining in the second period. If you're wondering, there's 6 men in the penalty box right now, sitting out 10-minute majors. All the way down the ice it comes. Picard gets there first, but the Rideaus come out with the puck. They put it ahead for Jackson. Jackson with Pelado. Jackson loses the handle. And Picard knocks it back for Pelado. Pelado across. Oh, and he was hooked up. Onion was hooked. That was an easy call to make. That shot off Picard. A pass back for McLean. Tipped by Colley. They'll try the other side. Jackson in for Pelado. Pelado back to Onion to McLean. McLean to Jackson. Jackson snipes off the back glass. McLean can't keep it in. Campbell back. He turns in his own end. Up to Pelado. Now Onion. And the Kings turn back. That shot into the mesh. Onion with an opportunity on the backdoor pass was hooked mightily. And now, with 9 seconds remaining in the 4-minute penalty, a face-off to the left of Spicer. And the Rideaus get it out to neutral ice. Donnelly across the line. He's taken into the boards. Donnelly to the slot to Leonard. Leonard couldn't get the shot off. He was hassled. And to the near side, Mueller steps in. Mueller keeping it deep. Leonard covering that time. Leonard leaves it for Mueller. Mueller in for Below. That hops his stick. Donnelly behind the net. Donnelly and Below. Donnelly being wrestled. And that gets to Mueller. Mueller turns. And Jean Vaux hits Mueller well after the play. The trailing officials seem to think that was okay. Caron behind his own net. Off the boards. Cruz tips it across for Fiorenza. Fiorenza, he shoots. Steered aside by Spicer. Carroll now. Can't clear the zone. Mueller blocking that pass coming to the center of the ice. Shot tipped wide on the near side. Shaughnessy hit a shot there off shin pads. Virch with room to skate. Virch and Empey. Virch, his shot into the mesh. And now almost all the penalized players eligible to play again. So here we are at 7:07 of the second period. The Kings lead the Rideaus 3-2. Draw won by the Rideaus, but it gets out to center ice. Brown looking for the icing call there, won't get it. And that pass down the ice, and Finn back first. 6:51 remaining in the second.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's game sponsor
Brown around the net. Kept in there by Birch. And it gets out to center and put right back in. Out front. A little too far for Jackson that time. He does find ways to get in scoring position. And an offside by Hurdle. Still plenty of time left in this game. Game 1, the Rideaus won 3-0. Game 2, same score. Game 3, the Kings won in double overtime, 2-1. Game 4, the Kings won 4-2. And then Game 5, the Rideaus won 4-3. So a one-goal game is nothing new to these teams. And coming back, Pelado tries to get the puck cleared. Will McLean get it across? He does, but he runs into the official. McLean again gets it across. And the Kings player flips it into the Rideaus bench. So we'll see where this gets placed. 5:53 remaining in the second. And inside the line it comes. Fowler again hooked up. Out to the line. Campbell throws it off a shin pad. Jean Vaux across the line. Turned back by Onion. That shot off a skate in front. Onion throws it high through the middle. Fowler on the forecheck. Fowler, one of the more prolific scorers for the Rideaus in the regular season, has been quiet here in the playoffs. They'd love to see him get hot. Pelado couldn't track the puck. Out front it comes. Another broken play. And there was a penalty coming to the Rideaus, but that's negated by the goal. The Kings go ahead 4-2. Let's see how the Rideaus respond. Below gets the puck ahead, and now the Kings turn it back. McLean muscled from behind. Morency. He can't clear the zone. Out to the slot area comes Leonard now. Leonard legging it up. He gets it ahead for Morency. Hot potato. Leonard now. Over to Carroll. Carroll got one of the goals tonight. He throws it on net. Big rebound high in the air. To the line it comes. And that gets past Morency. Carroll coming back. Off his skate. Morency turns. Tries to get ahead for Below. And Shaughnessy leaves it for Carroll. Comes to the far side to Leonard. He throws it ahead for Morency. Lane Morency across the line. He's hacked. He's slashed. He gets off the backhand shot. To the line. McLean. He throws it on net. Sear now turns below the red line. Leaves it for Morency. And that gets by. No, it doesn't get by McLean. Evans throws it rink wide. And back it comes. Evans gets it again. Evans across the line. And offside. So Forenza unassisted. Jackson on the draw against Evans. 3:35 to go in the second. Scrambled draw, and Jackson comes up with it. Jackson across the line. Sear takes his man for a ride. Behind the net, and the Kings throw it down the ice. Spicer gets out and plays that. Gets cleared up through center. 2-on-1, Jackson and Birch. Jackson over to Birch. And there were some shenanigans going on at the Mueller's shot off his leg. Now Campbell behind the net. Campbell bumped twice. And a third time by Brown. That shot off a stick. And man down, and the Kings come out 3-on-2. Campbell comes back. And the Kings gain the zone. Jackson knocks the puck off the stick. Still in the corner. Jackson goes down. Cruz lays a body. Nobody knows where the puck is. And the puck comes out. Cruz calling for it. And Patty Finn gets there. Morency in his own end. Morenci's pass off a leg. Comes to center. Donnelly diving for it. Donnelly didn't hit it, but Menard thought he did. And Peloso hits Donnelly in the numbers as he's skating towards the bench. Colley on the draw with Donnelly. Donnelly wins it down the ice. Morency, Pelado, and Donnelly the line out right now. And the Kings go D to D. That should still be an icing. No, says Dowell. Not sure what he was looking at. But he must have seen something we didn't see up here. And on the far side, Carroll gets it up for Pelado. Pelado 1-on-1. Pelado's shot into the glove of Dinsdale. And Hurdle knocking Pelado into the net. No whistle. No arm in the air. Pelado had almost lost an edge and just regained his balance and then was driven into the net. 1:25 remaining here in the second. The Kings have restored the 2-goal lead. Back it comes. McLean keeps it in. His shot off the glove of Dinsdale. Campbell throws it at the net. The puck is bouncing. McLean, his shot hit something and went way wide. Campbell's shot tipped in front. Jackson down to Morency. Morency comes out of the corner. Morency still at the puck. Morenci's shot off an ankle to the half boards. McLean throws the puck towards the net. Another rebound. Dinsdale's down. Jackson back to the line. McLean with the clapper. And with 46.6 remaining, Dinsdale with the save. From shopping and restaurants to sports, arts, and culture. There are always more to explore in Westport. Thanks to Mayor Jones, Councilors Aragona, Cardy, and Crapper for their support. And an icing. Onion wins the draw. Campbell behind the net. Fowler can't get it out. The Kings to Campbell. Gets it to the line, but not out. And now Braden below. Ahead for Campbell. Turned back by Cruz. Cruz over the line with Colley. He can't get by McLean. Colley's pass intercepted by Below. Below throws it ahead for Fowler. It went past Peloso, Fowler, and Cruz. And that'll do it for the second period. So Peloso finally gets, no, is he just being sent or is he being sent? Peloso, almost famous for little shots after the whistle, and he may have been caught this time. So the Rideaus will start the third with a power play. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes. And we're back for period number 3, game 6. Now, the Rideaus have been here before. Last year, they were in Van Cleek Hill for a game 6. They know what it takes. They're in a 2-goal hole with 20 minutes to go. But they're starting the 3rd period with the power play. Peloso with an extra whack as they're leaving the ice. And everybody's second favorite part of the night, the 50-50 draw. With over 275 people in attendance, it should be a good pot. Somebody will be going home with a week's groceries. So Leonard getting the call on the power play with Jackson, Sear, Morency, and McLean. The Kings counter with Peck. And I can't see anybody else's numbers or names, so... Oh, there's Evans. Brunet ready to drop the puck. And the Kings take control. McLean. McLean to Morency. Back to McLean. Up for Jackson. Jackson across the line. His pass, a broken play. Leonard with a chance. And Dinsdale with the save. Morency to Sear, and Jackson misses on the near side.
Kanata, number 25, Mark Peloso, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 0-0.
Peloso for slashing at the end of the period. Sear wins the draw. That got to Morency, but it split the wickets. And now Evans coming down. No. Brunet. Evans getting a warning for having the glove in the face of Morency. The Kings forward trying to sell when the puck hit the stick that it hit his mask. And now Morency to Jackson. Jackson can't break the line. Leonard, and he takes one in the chin, or so he says. McLean to Sear. Sear to Leonard. Leonard tried the backhand pass to Jackson. And now the penalty killer's changed. Sear gains the zone, throws it out front, misses Leonard and Morency. That puck bounced. Jackson keeps it in on the half boards. Goes backdoor. And Morency draws the Rideaus within 1. Morency from Jackson and Sear. And we've got a 1-goal game. 4-3 in the third. Carroll gets it in deep. Dinsdale stops that up for his defenseman. The Kings looking to come out of their own zone. And they're turned back. That split the wickets of the defenseman. Cruz can't clear. Fowler keeps it in. Onion on the far side with Hurdle. Pelledo comes across and picks up the puck. Pelledo can't get it deep. And that's a bouncy puck right now. That gets ahead. Icing the call. Every whistle, an important whistle now. This face off to the left of Ben Spicer. Draw one by the Kings, and that shot up into the mesh. So we'll do it all again. Not even sure if any time came off the clock. Donnelly, Morency, and Below come out. A scrambled draw off a couple of skates, still in the slot area. Finn watching his man. And Morency can't get it through center, but Donnelly does. And the Kings had to clear. Carroll goes hard off the boards and clears the zone. The Kings go D to D and up through the middle for Picard. Watched there by Donnelly. Morency couldn't get it. Donnelly gets it deep. Now Braden Below on the forecheck. Below knocks his man off the puck. Morency puts it in behind the net. Donnelly on the far side. Comes to the line. That shot tipped. And Dinsdale had to be sharp. Carroll's shot wide. Finn in for Donnelly. Donnelly back for Finn. Jump puck. Finn gloves it down and he takes a shot high. Below held on the boards. And Peloso out of the penalty box. Gets it deep. And he throws it around. Below tried to tip it ahead for Jackson. Jackson, his pass off a stick. Sear couldn't quite come up with it. Campbell meets his man at center ice. Now Sear turning. Sear turning. Throws it in. Leonard on the forecheck. Leonard gets it to the slot area. Backhand shot, gloved by Dinsdale. Sear on the doorstep. Jackson, who not much of a complainer, had a question for Brunet. Draw one by the Rideaus. Leonard to Campbell. Campbell couldn't keep it in at the line. And Campbell will be going to the box. Both Shale and Campbell for roughing. Brunet has had enough. Trying to settle things down here. So we'll have a little 4-on-4. The puck was in the Kings' end, so the Rideaus they won't get the puck deep, but they will get it just outside the Kings' blue line. Sear, Carroll, Jackson, and Mueller. Over to Mueller it goes. Mueller back to Carroll. Carroll gets it in below the red line. Sear bumps with Peck. Sear with good body position throws it out front. Sear taken to the ice. And now the Kings breaking out of their own end. Mueller watching his man drop to Cruz. Carroll knocks the puck to the corner. Cruz still on Mueller in there. Now Carroll. And it gets to the line. Thrown back in. Backhanded pass to Peck. Peck watched by Sear. Cruz's shot blocked by Mueller. And another shot kicked aside by Spicer. And coming off the boards, Brown. That was intercepted by Jackson. Jackson now behind the net. Looking ahead, Sear. Sear on a breakaway. And where's the puck? It's under Dinsdale, but not across the line. Sear looking to go 5-hole.
Ticket number 432863. Once again, ticket number 432863. Just won $435. Please claim.
Shaughnessy behind his net. And now up the far side. Onion knocks that puck off the stick. Oh, Pelado started down the ice before he had the puck. And now Onion splits the D, his shot off the glass. Pelado turns. Shaughnessy across the red line. Shaughnessy has the stick checked. Onion across to Finn. Finn ahead for Pelado. Pelado tries to get around a man. And the penalties are over. Too many men, too many men, too many men. Too many men. How did they all miss that? Now Verch, his shot steered aside by Dinsdale. Dinsdale crushed by Kennedy. Now Morency gets around one, and he's hauled down. McLean gets it deep. Below bodies his man. Morency with the puck to the line. Backhanded into the corner. Morency stick checking and rubs his man out. Verch in there. 3 Kings, 2 Rideaus. And the puck squirts out. McLean keeps it. And it's thrown in by Verch. Dinsdale out to stop up that puck. And coming around the far side, they go rink wide to Jeanvaux. Jeanvaux across the blue line. Jeanvaux tries to center that. The Rideaus get it out of the danger zone. And Verch will ice that puck. Yes. .12:47 remaining here in the third. The Kanata Kings lead the Westport Rideaus 4-3. Kings win the draw. Shot in front, hits a body. Going around, and the Rideaus, no icing there. The Rideaus will get to change. And Cruz, his pass off a skate, but goes to Colley. That centering attempt knocked around the boards. Cruz puts it back in. Spicer out to play that. Leaves it for Finn. Finn gets it to Campbell. Campbell gets it ahead, and Fowler knocks it to center. Fowler now with the puck. Fowler needs to get the monkey off his back. And it comes back, and it's put back in. Onion had to clear, but he'll be first one to the puck. Tried to get it to Donnelly out front. That was gloved down by the Kings, and here comes Cruz. Cruz on Campbell. Cruz's shot, saved by Spicer. Going up the far side was Finn. He gets it deep. Dinsdale out to stop it for his defenseman. Knocked off and a quick turnaround. Campbell with the shot. Big rebound, and Dinsdale gobbled that up. The Rideaus coming close to tying it at 11:31. Sear on the draw against Picard. Round it goes. McLean couldn't keep it in. And the Kings get down the ice quickly. And now Leonard turns it back to Sear. Sear across the line. Got it to the corner. Jackson now. Sear keeps it in. Jackson puts it in the corner for Leonard. Leonard was on his backhand. Gets it out to Jackson. Jackson shoots. Dinsdale looked behind him. Jackson again on the half boards. Kept in at the line by McLean. That hops. And Dinsdale covers up. 10:48 remaining in tonight's contest. The hometown Rideaus trail the visiting Kings 4-3. Draw scrambled. Kings take over. Peck behind the net to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy behind the net to Peck. Up the far side to Evans. Evans and McLean tangled up. Carroll behind the net, and the puck pops out to Sear. Sear tried to get it to Leonard. Leonard spins. Leonard across the blue line. And they turn it over. Back come the Kings. Evans. And a penalty coming. Two minutes for holding on Mueller. .10:05 remaining. Penalty kill time for the Rideaus. And the Kings get control. Cruz shoots wide on the far side. Evans. And it's squirts out across the line. Morency longing for that puck. That's put up to Colley. Colley gets it ahead. Donnelly back. That went through a bunch of legs. Carroll on the half boards. And a penalty coming. A hook. A trip to the Kings. Looks like Cruz. Face off to the right of Dinsdale. We'll have 4-on-4. We'll have 4-on-4. That draw won by the Rideaus. They put it in. Jackson against Colley. Colley gets it to Picard. And Picard coming across the blue, watched there by Finn and Campbell. Picard trying to sell a hook of his own. Peck out front. And Jean Vaux beats Spicer on the short side. So now with 9 minutes to go, a 2-goal lead for the Kings, 5-3.
Westport penalty number 2, Stephen Mueller, 2 minutes for holding. Kanata penalty number 77, Jordan Cruz, 2 minutes for tripping.
So Caron back to his partner. Behind the net they go.
Kanata scrubber number 19, Connor Rulo. 6, number 8, Chase Peck. And number 7,
Jean Vaux, Peck, and Evans on the scoring play. And the Kings come back again, 1-on-3. And Pelado ahead for Onion. Over for Morency. And a penalty coming to the Kings. Morency sauces it over for Onion. Sear. Onion. And now Sear. Sear. And now Pelado. His shot off a couple of sticks. And a penalty coming to the Kings. So with with 23 seconds remaining in their first penalty, we'll have we will have 23 seconds of 5-on-3. And Morency to the line to McLean. Back to Morency. Morency to the corner to Leonard. Leonard looking back door, not firm enough. And it's sent down the ice. Jackson now looking to catch the Kings on a change. Now it's 5-on-4. Sear to Jackson. Jackson around the net. Out to Morency. To Jackson. To McLean. That shot. And Dinsdale gets a glove on it. No shot in the 5-on-3.
Now penalty number 12, Colin Brown, 2-match cross checking. Kanata penalty 7 minutes and 54 seconds.
Story hasn't returned to the game since he was pushed into the net. That gets to the line, but kept in by McLean. He goes back door. Morency spins away. Morency to the line. Back door to Jackson. Jackson looked for Sear, and that went off an ankle. McLean coming back. The Kings were changing. But the Rideaus not able to capitalize. Long pass, that'll be an icing. But now the Kings take over, and they'll throw it down. McLean ahead for Leonard. Leonard ahead for Jackson. Leonard again across the line. His shot off Caron's stick to the corner. Morency. Now Leonard tried to center that. Pelado was able to stick check that. And Leonard with a good effort to keep it in at the line. Back to the line it comes. Pelado. Jackson slow to get up. Morency to Pelado. His centering pass. Carroll on the backhand. Gets a shot away. Dinsdale covers up. It's 5:53 remaining in the third. The score is 5-3. A lot of 5s and 3s up there. Thank you to our village mayor and counselors for sponsoring tonight's game. Don't forget to check out all Westport has to offer. We have 135 devices watching us from home. Over 275 here in the rink. All hoping, well, almost all, hoping for a comeback here. The Rideaus running out of time in Game 6. Mueller, his pass ahead for Pelado, a bit too far. Carroll off the boards, and that splits. No, Peck could have had that, says the linesman. And Pelado's centering attempt, 2, 3. Oh, an Onion. Lucky to not be rung up for a slash there. He was swinging for the puck, but he found ankle instead. Still hurts. 5:15 left here in the third. The Rideaus trail by 2. And the Kings get that puck down the ice. Spicer clears it ahead for Leonard. Sorry, that's Virch. Onion to Virch. And the Kings now coming out 3 abreast. Jean Vaux loses the handle in the corner. His shot off the side of the net and it popped right out front. Not sure how physics allows that to happen. Pelado on the forecheck. Onion to Pelado. Pelado tips it in front. And Dinsdale plays Pelado's stick. Usually that's a penalty, but Brunet elected to let that go. Onion legging it out of his own end. He'll get it in deep and go off for a change. Pelado in the far corner takes an elbow up high. D-to-D pass by the Kings. Cruz tips that ahead. Campbell throws it up ice looking for Donnelly. Long shot in. And Spicer will hold on with 4:01 remaining. And that puck thrown into the corner. Spicer stops it up for his D. Campbell to Morency. His pass intercepted by Cruz. Campbell now looking higher up the boards. Gets it to his man, but below can't clear. And a wraparound attempt kept out of the net by Spicer. The Kings keep it in. Now Campbell. Sorry, that was McLean to Campbell. That's thrown up through center. Morency gets it deep. Off the glass it comes. Campbell gloves it down, but had to wait for his lineman to clear. And again, Campbell gets it in deep, and Peloso with a hit well after. And almost another too many men. Brown in the slot, throws it to the corner, looking. Brown again at the line, the big slap shot off the leg of Donnelly. On the far side, below, gets around one man, he's across red. Offside is Morency. And Jackson now on the forecheck with Leonard. That puck thrown into the corner. Finn off the glass. Finn bodies his man. Sear looking rink wide for Leonard. He finds him. Leonard across the blue line. Drops for Carroll. Carroll's shot kicked aside by Dinsdale. Kept in by Finn. Puts it behind the net. Leonard in for Jackson. Jackson trying to find Sear in front. Some pushing and shoving in the crease area. .207. Rideaus need 2 goals. The net is empty. Oh. Jackson on the draw here. Goes into the corner. Caron can't clear. Kept in. And the Kings will send it down the ice. That'll be an icing. 1:58 remaining in Game 6. If this goes to a Game 7, it will be tomorrow night at 7:30 in Kanata. Leonard's pass back to Carroll. Didn't get there. Carroll working hard to keep it to the far side to Onion. Onion shot. And Dinsdale the save. .146 remaining in Game 6. Sear on the draw against Picard. And it's kept in at the line by Morency. He gets it to the corner. And the Kings clear. Carroll goes rink wide to Morency. Morency pulls up. He spins around a man, but takes a hit in the back. No icing. The Kings with the empty net. Now Morency trying to get it to Sear. He does. Sear to Carroll. Carroll ahead to Leonard. Leonard across the blue line. Leonard's shot, gloved by Dinsdale. 1:06 remaining. Timeout, Westport. Although we don't like to think this way, this could be our last home game of the year. And if it is, I would like to thank everybody for joining us all year long here at the WTC. Phil and I will be on the road tomorrow, if need be. The Rideaus need to strike twice here in the next minute and 6 to extend it to overtime. We'll see what they diagrammed over there. Morency on the draw against, and the Kings clear. There'll be a lot of bodies in front. Out to Morency. It's out to Jackson. He shoots and scores. So it's 5-4 with 45 seconds left. .45.4 remaining. And Spicer comes back. He won't be in for long. And the Rideaus need to get it deep. Jean throws it on net. 40 seconds to go. Out for Carroll, but the Peck gets a hold of it and throws it in. Morency loses the handle, and the Kings keep it deep. And another whack on Spicer. That's happened all night. $21.5 left. So, the Rideaus with 10 seconds to go in their season. Spicer with the stop. Oh, and that'll do it. So, tomorrow night in Kanata, the Rideaus have been a road team all year. Only 4 or 5 losses on the road, including playoffs. They know what it's like to play a Game 7 in the semifinal. They did it last year. It's all academic here. So with the empty net-ish goal, the Kings take Game 6, 6-4. And 7:30 tomorrow night from Kanata. Phil and I will be there. Hope you'll be joining us. So from the WTC here in beautiful downtown Westport, thank you and good night.